Hello, everyone. Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Hi, everyone. Hello. Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. Say hello, say hello, say hello, say hello. Hi, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Let's talk immigration. Let's talk immigration. Let's talk immigration. Timmy Lee, is that Timmy? Is that Mr. Timmy? Is that my client? I don't know. Let me see. Can see. I can see, but I cannot. Hello, everybody. Hello, Facebook. Hello, YouTube. Hello, Instagram family. How's everybody doing? Yeah, I got premium proper today because I had court. Yeah, whenever you see me real lawyer like, yeah, I've got to look like one. Hi, BJ Pumpin. Happy New Month. Happy New Month. Akombi Olusoya. Happy New Month. Hello to you as well. Hi, everyone. Hello. Come on in. Come on in. Say hello. Say hello. Let's talk immigration. Hi, Facebook. Hi, YouTube. How was everybody's weekend? Like I always tell you guys, my weekend is if I don't have to be in court or I don't have, I'm doing good, Sam. Sam the Realtor, New Jersey. Um, I usually don't into the office on Mondays. So that's the joys of working for yourself. There are a lot of drawbacks to that, trust me. Sometimes. Because sometimes, hey, Miss Geraldine, sometimes I was like, ugh. I don't feel like being an adult today. Like, I'm sure there are people who feel like that. Like, I don't feel like being an adult today. I tell my boys, they're 17 and 11. I said, enjoy it while it lasts. Because there's going to be a time, there's going to come a time that you'll be like, this thing called being an adult ain't working that well. But then you don't have a choice. You're stuck there. But anyway, come in, everyone. Say hello. Tell me how your day has been, how your weekend was. Happy new month. Let's march into greatness and joy and favor and victory and abundance and good health and blessings upon blessings and prosperity. You've got to speak it into existence. You've got to speak it. Let's make this month of March the month of whens and not ifs. When this is gonna happen, when I'm gonna be blessed, when I'm gonna open my second store, when I'm gonna start up my business, when I'm gonna hit that, when I'm gonna get that job that I completely and so much deserve, rather than if I get this, if I know. Let's make it when. When is much better than ifs. You've got to speak it to believe it, speak it into existence. So that's how we're going to do the month of March, and we're going to support that with actions. But anyway, come on in. We're going to try to make it not too long. Still have some work to do before bedtime. If you have questions, put them in the comment section. I'll do the best I can to answer your questions, and we'll go from there. But we're going to talk this evening. For those who are interested and who have emailed me, sent me DMs, called the office. It was crazy. It's been crazy since yesterday. But I've got a lot of questions about what is this H-1B registration? Do I qualify? And let me see what name I can save. I'm not sure she's here. I just sent her a message. Miss Pauline, I hope you're on, because this is one of the questions you'd ask me. So some people wanted to know, what is this H-1B visa lottery? what is this H-1B registration? Do I qualify? How do I know if I qualify or not? So let's get that out of there. Oh, by the way, let me address something real quick, and I address that on with a video. But there's some crazy human that decided that they were crazy enough to impersonate me on YouTube, on TikTok, and started and had the audacity to actually come on my TikTok page and respond to people's messages and questions and telling them to WhatsApp them to a different number. So please understand that apart from the number we have in our office, right now scrolling across the screen, 334-341-4475. Apart from that, there is no other phone number that we have for our firm. So please understand that we would never ask you to give us information over the phone unless I specifically email you and say, and that's for those who would rather give me their payment information over the phone, because for the most part, we always encourage that you email it to me, no other email but my personal email. Once we put it in, we don't even save. Every email is deleted, or we can send you a link. You can do it on your own. So please don't fall for all that craziness. That was a new one for me. I've never been in that situation before. Although someone had, there was someone else who was impersonating me with calling people, but this is someone actually going on my page. This person literally created a TikTok page with my photo as their profile photo. Now, people are crazy. But anyway, let's talk about H-1B registration. And y'all, I did not reach that 5,000 follower goal on Facebook. So y'all need to come through this month. So please share the video. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok. Subscribe to YouTube channel. And I think within the last 2 weeks, I've had over 100 subscribers on YouTube. So I thank you guys very, very much. Very much appreciated. And share, because this information helps a lot of people. And if we can help you with your immigration case, our number is 334-341-4475. Visit our website at 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕.com. Send an email to aos@𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. So let's talk H-1B registration. What the heck is H-1B visa? And who qualifies? That's what we want to know in a nutshell. So first of all, you can change your status from whatever status you are in to an H-1B status while you're physically present in the United States. Or if you are outside the United States, then you would have to apply for your H-1B visa at the embassy and or consulate where you would be applying, so you can use that to come into the country. H-1B is something that I can do in my sleep. I've done so many of it, I have lost count. I actually represent a couple universities, and for them, they're cap exempt. So, yeah, I've literally lost count how many I've done. I love it. I actually was on an H-1B visa myself personally back in 2003, 2002, 2003. And then I was a derivative H beneficiary, H4, for 3 years. So I know it like the back of my hand. It is a visa that is employer specific. It is only filed, it can only be filed by a U.S. employer who is filing a petition for a non-immigrant. It's a non-immigrant visa petition filed by a U.S. employer on behalf of a foreign worker, so that that foreign worker can come into the United States or change status in the United States and work solely for that H-1B U.S. employer. It is a visa that is employer specific. So what does that mean? It means that if you are on an H-1B visa, you can only work for the U.S. employer that filed that specific H-1B on your behalf. You're able to have more than one H-1B employers and work for them at the same time, but each visa is specific and you can only work in that capacity and position but for which that employer has certified in the labor condition application. In order for you to have an H-1B, hey Nikki, visa in the United States, you must be on a valid non-immigrant visa and be able to change status from that valid non-immigrant visa, example being a student visa, change your status to an H visa. If you're not in legal valid status and you're out of your grace period, say for instance, you are an F student, F visa status, you're able to, USCIS still can approve that H-1B petition, but the change of status part of it will not be approved and you would need to leave to apply for your visa outside the country. Who qualifies? So that is what an H-1B visa is. Who then qualifies? For you to qualify for an H-1B visa, you must have an employer who is willing to offer you that job. It's not a visa where you can create a job of self-petition on your own. That's not what an H-1B visa is. It is usually it can be for a period of 1 year to 3 years maximum at a time. You can renew, extend for yet another 3 years. Sometimes, and one of the ones I'm working on, actually two, for two professors, is when you're able to extend beyond the 6-year period based on certain criteria. So that's what it is. And you must qualify for that position. So H-1B, the minimum requirement is a bachelor's degree or the equivalent of a bachelor's degree. If you do not have a bachelor's degree, you do not qualify for an H-1B visa. Very simple. It not only must the beneficiary qualify for an H-1B having a bachelor's degree, the job itself must be a specialty occupation. Specialty occupation basically is that the job requires that whoever the candidate is that's going to fill that position must be someone who has, the job must require someone who has a bachelor's degree. So example, I'm working on, and I've worked on that on visa, H-1B visa for sports coaches in the university. Generally, a coach doesn't necessarily need a bachelor's degree. However, the employer has to show that the reason why we have to hire someone with a bachelor's degree to fill this coaching job is because ABCD. And ABCD basically has to do with this. You've got to be able to show that the person qualifies, or the degree is the degree requirement of an H-1B bachelor's degree requirement is common in that field, that industry. So example would be what I'm working on. Even though a coach doesn't necessarily need a bachelor's degree to do a coaching job, but when you're hired as a head coach or assistant head coach in a university or college, generally they hire people who have at the minimum bachelor's degree. If it's standard in that industry being universities and colleges, it is standard form of practice for them to hire coaches who have at least a bachelor's degree. Then you can prove and you be able to show that that position, that coaching position, is a specialty occupation for which a bachelor's degree is required. That's how we're able to show that. Or that position normally requires, that an employer normally requires that someone in that position has a bachelor's degree. Listen, immigration comes down to you being able to prove your case and make your argument. Sometimes it doesn't make any sense to you. That's okay. Because I tell you, sometimes I'm writing briefs and they're like, let me get somebody else to read this because I'm in my own world thinking this makes sense. It may not make sense to somebody else, but if I'm able to convince an officer, which knock on wood, God, so far so good, been able to convince an officer that yes, this is a bachelor's degree requirement. Just like someone I spoke to today, we just renewed her H-1B visa last year for a preschool teaching job. Generally, preschool teachers do not require a bachelor's degree, but somehow I was able to convince USCIS that this particular person and this particular employer requires a bachelor's degree for a preschool teacher, and here's why. So that's what it is. It is employer specific, so it's not something you just apply for. How do you not get someone who can sponsor you on an H-1B visa? There are tons and tons of website database where, especially if you work in the IT industry, that people actually literally would include in their job posting that they are willing to sponsor an H-1B visa petition on your behalf. So if you just go on Google, if you're looking for another place to go to is if you're looking at working in a university or college or IT firm or architectural firm, places where you know that a lot of Native Americans are not necessarily going to have being high or they have the qualifications to apply for, but majority of foreigners actually have degrees in those fields, then that's an option for you. So I hope that answers questions for people who were like, okay, how do I apply? This is not something where it's open for the public where everybody applies. H-1B is very, very specific, job specific, employee specific. You have to have a job offer. You can only work for that U.S. employer, and it's for a set time, and it's not a permanent situation. It is a temporary visa. However, one of the good things about an H-1B visa is the fact that it is what we call a dual intent visa. A dual intent visa basically just means it is okay for you to have the intent to be here temporarily, as well as be looking at options of being here permanently. So an H-1B, if you have someone who's filing a petition on your behalf, say for instance, your brother, your mother, whatever, an immigrant petition, it gets denied, you're not going to be penalized, or they're not going to attribute non-immigrant immigrant visa immigrant intent to you because of an H-1B, because it's a dual intent. It is perfectly okay to be here temporarily, as well as having the intention of being able to have someone petition on your behalf, family or employer, so that you can convert to an immigrant visa while on an H-1B visa. So majority of people that I represent, we start when they're on either a J visa or an F visa, and then they get on H1, and then they're able to have, most of the time the employers will file employment-based petitions on their behalf, or if they qualify for national interest waiver, they file that on their own behalf. So that's that in a nutshell. And like this topic says on the screen on Facebook and YouTube, it is H-1B registration season. Who are those who have to register? H-1B is two groups. There's H-1B cap subject and there's H-1B cap exempt. H-1B cap subject are employers who are not cap exempt. They're not a higher institution of higher education. They're not a nonprofit organization. So if you don't fall within those categories of employers that are cap exempt, then you will have to be a cap subject employer. What is the difference? Difference is cap subject employers can only file their H-1B petitions during this later on the season, but they would have to register, submit the registration, and if the registration is selected, then and only then are they able to file a petition on behalf of the foreign worker. So right now, I'd say it's H-1B registration season because it started today. March 1st through March 18, cap subject employers will be able to submit their registrations. And then I think it's March 31st that USCIS will conduct the first selection process. And if the registration is selected, they will notify you through your account and say, yes, we've selected your registration. You can go ahead and file no more than 6 months before the person is going to start, file the H-1B petition on their behalf. Those who do not have to do the registration are the CAP exempt employers. My clients that I regularly represent are CAP exempt employers. And so that's why I said I do it like God knows how many times, because I represent CAP exempt employers, institutions. And so we can file H-1B at any time. It doesn't have to be just when you can submit a registration. They're exempt from doing that. So that's that in a nutshell. Any questions? I love to teach. I love to educate. I just really, really, really enjoy it. I don't know if you guys know that I had to quit because I just could not do it anymore. But I was an adjunct professor at one of the colleges here from 2016 through 2020, 4 years. Yeah, I wear many hats. But I tell her, I cannot. I just can't anymore. I was juggling too many things. I just could not do it. Okay, so let's get to questions. I'm going to start on Facebook and YouTube. Yes, 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. Absolutely. Scammers are everywhere. I'm not even kidding you. I could not believe it. I just could not believe that someone. Now I've seen it happen, and you hear people. I've heard people say I've been hacked, but to literally see, and I just opened my TikTok app, and it's like, why is this comment repetitive? I was like, that's my photo, but that's. Then I saw that said WhatsApp was to 305. I was like, I'll be damned. And that's why I immediately was like, I'll be damned. Please do not send anything to anyone. And that not only me, it is scary. It's very scary. But anyway, I'm gonna post later. One of my dearest clients sent me a package today. I'm not sure how she knows that I love fragrances, but yeah, that was just really nice. But yeah, so please beware. If when in doubt, once again, if the number doesn't start with 334, that has nothing to do even, and that's why I have the same number on our WhatsApp business account as well. It is still the same office number. We don't have more than one number at this time. If we're ever going to have a different number, most likely it will be an Atlantic area code, but we don't have that right now. When we have that, I'll let you guys know. But so please be careful and beware who you're talking to. What's the option for someone who's in immigration court for asylum and has his own business store, multi-services, making over than 150,000 income? What do you mean? What's the option? As Hassan Zungrana, what do you mean? What's the option? I'm not really sure what you're asking. If you want to rephrase your question, but anyway. Okay, let's go and see what y'all are doing on Instagram. What y'all are doing. Good evening, Maria Anuba. So TJ. I don't know if he's here. I want you guys to hear how TJ says uba. Because I was saying anuba. When I tell my kids to say ba, they cannot pronounce GB. If you're African and you don't know how to pronounce GB, I don't know. Or you don't know how to pronounce KP. Ba. They cannot say ba or ba. My kids can't say it. So they pronounce GB as B. So like, okay. All right. Hello, everyone. Happy new month to you as well. March 1st. Marching into greatness. Yeah, yeah, we got green card, three green card delivered today. I'm telling you guys, I'm always like, you need to see me whenever my post lady comes in. She goes, "Hey, I got immigration packages for you." They're she already knows, like, based all they come all in late. But someone said, "Miss Abby, I got immigration packages for you." Who? Or she would text me. She knows, and if I'm not there, she goes, "Hey, are you gonna be in the office today? You already know you don't want me leaving this just on the mailbox. I can slip it under your door. Is your assistant in?" So they know that that is my excitement. And the very first day she was like, "Oh, are you just getting green card for the first time?" I'm like, "No, I'm actually a citizen." And she goes, "So why do you get so excited?" "I get excited for my clients because I know how it feels." I know how it feels. So I live vicariously through y'all. Okay. Let's see. Does high school file H-1B visas or preschool? Any U.S. employer can file an H-1B visa as long as, like I explained, and this is Rosie Eze, as long as the candidate, the foreign worker, has bachelor's degree and the position itself requires that it's the position itself is a specialty occupation that requires someone with at least a bachelor's degree, or even if it's not a position that you can prove that it's a specialty occupation because it is standard in the industry. High school to, for instance, high schools would generally hire teachers who have bachelor's degree. And I'll give you an example of the state of Alabama. In the state of Alabama, there are some requirements when it comes to you having to teach public schools. And public school requires teachers to be certified. In order for you to get some certification, Class A, Class AA, Class B certification in the state of Alabama, you must have at least a bachelor's degree. And so if you are teaching a private school and they don't require the teachers to be certified, then that means that they don't require, then it may not necessarily be someone they can hire someone who has an associate degree. However, if you're teaching public school where they require you to be certified and you can only be certified if you have a bachelor's degree, that is your argument for why it is a specialty occupation, because you're specifically teaching that. So that's what it would depend. Rosie Eze would depend on. So the high school can file as long as it satisfies the requirements of an H-1B visa. Ray Chills, ma'am, can you give an insight on removal proceedings and going past it? What do you mean insight? Your question is completely overbroad, as we would say in the legal word. It's what do you mean inside? What is this question that you have? You're doing a great. Thank you, Ajibade Wumi. It was great speaking with you today. Who is that? Love, love, love. Thank you. What is your name? The any H28. Because y'all need to help me. I cannot decode usernames. Now I got it. I've had 10 consultations today. So help me out to figure out what your first name is. Because I know the names, but I don't know the username. Okay. Hello, Miss Amomi. How are you? How long does H-1B take to get green card? H-1B is not green card. Donna Black, 78. If you would rephrase your question, I'm not really sure that I'm following what your question is. Rosie is you're welcome. Okay, let's see. Michael Lord Bado. What should I do if I have gone for a citizenship interview since June 2021? I haven't gotten a reply till date. Really? That makes no sense. What did they tell you was the issue? That is ridiculously outside normal person time. That's citizenship. That shouldn't, unless they're waiting to confirm there's got to be more to your case than what you were stating. There's got to be more to your case. What exactly went on? Did you do your 751 at the same time? You know, yeah, there's got to be more to that information that you're given. Okay. Robinson Michael, get it in the best lawyer. I accept that because I just told everybody you gotta accept positivity and speak it. Okay, so I accept that. Lovey Multani, can I file a motion in front of court with C31 or I have to wait for official approval letter because it's been more than 45 days? C31 EAD is not your approval. That your approval of that is where you get the approval notice itself. Now that is indication that would suffice for me to be able to contact the ICE attorney and tell them, hey, our VACAS has been approved. As you know, they only sent this out when it's been approved. But as far as for record in court, it's probably best for you to wait until you get your approval letter. 45 days and it's not anything. I've been in America for 3 years with my family. Can I file for asylum and can you do it for me? Can I do it for you? Is no brainer. That's a simple yes. The question really is, do you have any grounds to file for asylum outside the 1 year study to period? And I had one of the consultations I had today. She's been here, I think 5 years, and I was explaining. So that brings me to this point. Please listen to me loud and clear. A lot of people listen, there are a lot of street lawyers. You've got to learn how to do your own research. If you don't like reading and researching, pay for a lawyer's time who is able to take time to explain to you what it is that needs to be done. Okay? I am one of those people that it is important that when you leave a consultation, I'm not expecting you to understand everything about immigration law, but I would hope that your questions were at least addressed and you have some clarity. I say all that to say this. People are going to confuse you and tell you can file something that you cannot file. One of my consultations today, someone told us you can file for withholding of removal. You cannot file for withholding and removal if you're not in immigration court. Let me say that again. You cannot file for withholding or removal if you're not in immigration court. You must be in removal proceedings to be able to apply for withholding or removal. When you file for asylum, you're filing the I-589 form. It is the same form you would use to apply for withholding or removal. And the form name actually has it on the top of the first page, application for asylum or withholding or removal. There are two completely different applications. You're able to file for asylum and withholding in immigration court. You cannot file for anything other than asylum by itself before an immigration office, asylum office. Okay? So, Mr. Michael, so it's not whether or not I can represent you. The question is, do you have enough facts that will constitute grounds that to fall within the extraordinary circumstances or changes in your personal circumstances, changes in country conditions that will now justify you filing for asylum beyond the first year, because if you cannot meet that burden, then they will not even get to the basis for which you filed for asylum in the first place. Okay. Martin Lennox. My friend and I have almost the same case. He made a false claim when he was 16 and just got his green card through VAR. Do you think I have the same luck? I made a false claim when I was 15. That's not a question I can answer. Okay. Hey, Miss Taylor, how are you? Been a while. Been a while there. I was actually thinking of you guys today. I was going to check in on you. I'm going to probably send you an email later. I just wanted to follow up and see if we have any more information that we can help use with you for your case. Mikola Bado, I don't know what's going on with your case. You may want to call them, do an e-service request, something, but it doesn't take that long for that. Going on 1 year. There's got to be something else. Citizenship. Let me rephrase that. I've never had a case where citizenship takes that long for them to give an answer. Is it advisable to sign divorce papers that was sent from one's wife in the midst of filing VAR? That's another question I can answer. It would depend on what's going on in your specific case. Fun Pack 21. Hi, ma'am. Thank you for all you do and always giving us a beautiful smile. Yeah, I know. That's all these psychs. Okay, let's go. That's what we call it in Nigeria. All right. Okay, let's get to your main. Just on my kid, my 11-year-old kid, hardly ever calls when he gets back from school. Like I literally have to call TJ. So whenever he calls me and I'm still at work, I already know he wants something. And then when he calls, I'm like, oh, look who's calling. What do you want? He'll first say nothing. And then I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah. So Fun Pack. Let's get to your question. How long is USCIS? Okay, I'm going to rephrase your question. How long does USCIS take to make a decision after they receive an IRF response for VAR? That's what you're asking, right? I'm a grammar freak, so bear with me. There's no length of time for them to make a decision. If your case is still within normal processing time, then you're just going to have to wait. So there's no length of time. Is it advisable to sign a divorce? I already said I can't give you advice on whether or not to sign a divorce from your wife or not. Okay, so anyway, that is all I have tonight, everyone. If we can help you with your immigration cases, contact our office. Once again, our number is 334-341-4475. Visit our website. Let me see. I'm going to make sure anyone watching can see. Okay, I don't have any questions. I had one pop up. olalayalawfirm.com. Send an email, text. Let us know how we can help you with your immigration case. Once again, don't fall for any scammers. Make sure you know who you're talking to. My information is out there, very, very transparent. When in doubt, just call our office, and either myself or Chris will speak with you and get you what the information you need. How long does it take to receive your receipt notice after you apply for renewal for EAD? There's no set time, but I can only go by what I have seen in my firm. And we got quite a number of receipt notices today. One of the cases is a renewal of an EAD we filed in first week in February, I think. It hasn't been taking them long. If anything, I've been getting, for instance, I filed a VAR case last week in January, and they issued a prima facie determination second week in February. And my client was like, should we be happy? Like, did they rush through it? Because I was like, that's the fastest I've ever received. That's the fastest I ever received. Nelson, did they check your address you have lived in the past 5 years? For what application? For what application? Nelson Salakeri. For what application? Happy New Month, Miss Okwayemi. How you doing? Okay. Anyway, all right, people. I will see you guys next time. If we can help you with your immigration case, once again, contact our office 334-341-4475. Until next time, everyone, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.